Hi guys, welcome. It's Wednesday, May the 6th, and today's a recap for the day trades that we took. Now, I didn't do a recap yesterday because I had a bad day and I was so angry at myself for the way that I just lost discipline that I actually closed down my platform. I played on my PlayStation 4. I just tried to completely wipe my memory from all that stuff that's happened. But in essence, I lost $1,000 yesterday, and it was really silly of me. I just want to show you what I did before we get into today's recap. So this is the journal that I'm happy to share with everyone. I just need a couple of days to upload this onto my personal blog, and then I'll make it available. So just bear with me. I just need to put little things like making sure that it'll work on everyone's PCs and all those sorts of things. Anyway, yesterday was the 5th. So if you look at my total profit, there you go, minus $1,000. And really, one trade killed me. And actually, I'm really angry at myself because I didn't take, normally I take screenshots of my charts. In other words, one of the functionalities of Total Trader is that when you click on a link, I've got 4 monitors, so it didn't open up on this monitor, but it opens up a chart that you save, so you can quickly have a look at all your exits and entries. So I didn't save AMRH, but it was a low float stock, and I lost a total of $630 on one stock. And this thing, you know, it was $2. You know, it's in the $2 range. I didn't trade this stuff. It was just because I was getting so desperate. And look at the size. I bought 1,000 shares. I sold it at a loss, $120. Then I bought 2,000 shares at $257, and I sold it at $246. I mean, just a terrible day. Out of the, how many trades? I took 12 trades. I didn't take anywhere close to 12 trades. You know, my commissions for yesterday were, you know, $104. Just really horrible. And my profitability for yesterday was 25%, which is just absolutely just really terrible. I mean, you can see what my profit loss for this week is, obviously, because $1,000 is, you know, you're not going to make that up in a day. But anyway, that was yesterday. So today's a different day, and today was a much better day. And let's start with FSLR. And what I noticed is that actually, let me bring up my profit loss as well. What I noticed, let me make it smaller. What I noticed is that pre-market, I tend to be able to find a couple of good trades, which most of the time help me out a fair bit. So today I made $210, which is about 20% of the loss of yesterday. So I've got quite a bit way to go to make up the shortfall. But anyway, I traded 4 stocks, 1 long, 1 short, FSLR, which we'll go through now, which was just decent, and then one other one, Amber. So FSLR, this was a really good trade because of good risk management, excellent risk reward, and not a lot of stress. And these are the types of trades that if I can have one of these 3-4 days a week, I mean, that is really all I need. And I'll tell you why this was a really great risk reward. Let me just bring up my pen. It was really good risk reward because my entry was here, right? Which was at FSLR. Here you go. 54.91, right? I mean, it wasn't the best entry because obviously I could have got in here after the first 5-minute candle, but I did miss this. This would have been 55.60, so I would have got in 70 cents up higher, which actually makes a big difference. But be that as it may, it was quite weak and it just kept getting weaker. And what I saw was, so my stop loss, so let's go through that. So 54.91 is what I got in, just 100 shares, okay? After yesterday's debacle, I'm not going in with crazy size. I need to find my way back and prove to myself that I'm consistent. I'll tell you what, this book, if you can see it, this is a really good book. I've just got into it. because of the shenanigans yesterday. I've had it for about a year. I haven't read it, and I decided to start reading it. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Really worthwhile book regarding just your beliefs and attitudes and how they really shape the way you trade rather than the market forces and so forth. So anyway, that's for another day. So my stop loss here would have been the VWAP. So I got in at 54.91. My stop loss would have been 55.40, right? So I'm risking 50 cents per share. That's my risk. That's supposed to be a C. In terms of reward, so I had a level down here, 53.30. So I'm looking to make, what's that, $1.60. So if you divide that, $1.60 divided by 50 is about almost 4 to 1, 3 to 1, call it 3 to 1, sorry. I mean, that is a really good risk reward. 3 to 1 is great. You'll always go for a 3 to 1 risk reward. Now, I scaled out as I normally do, and I held a sliver of shares just at the end here. You can see this is the trade here, and I actually just didn't have the balls to hold it any further because I'm still biased based on my P&L. My P&L said you've reached $200. You've made up a considerable amount of money well, for me it's considerable because of yesterday's one-off washout. You know, stop while you're ahead. You've made 24 executions, whatever it is. Don't go any further than that. So I got out of it, and actually, as soon as I got out of it, it actually did jump up a fair bit. Well, jumped up whatever it is, 40, 50 cents. But you know, if I had looked at my P&L, I probably just would have. And then I said to myself, I'm going to hold these last 25 shares. If it breaks, you know, if it breaks 54.91, if it breaks 55 or break even, I'm out. And obviously it didn't do that. You know, this would have been a better place. But be it as it may, FSLR, great risk reward, good risk management, good trade, and I'm very happy with it. All right, the next one was Amber. Right, Amber. So we went short on this. I think that's right. I mean, this had a really massive red candle, and oh yeah, okay. So we went short on this, and it didn't. Well, actually, did I? No. And then I got out. I got out for a small loss because it was just really not choppy, but wicky. It had really long wicks. I mean, a range from 43.40 to 42.60. What's that? 43.40. It's almost $1. That is a big swing in a 5-minute candle, right? 5-minute candle. That's a big swing. You know, that's not easy to hold through because it can scare you out of your position because of the fluctuation. But so I got out of it for a loss of whatever it was. I didn't take many shares. You can see it here. The earlier time frame. There you go. 100 shares at 42.69, and I got out at 43.08. So I lost 31, about $40. And then I got in again when I saw weakness, and I covered here at the low of day, which was a really good cover actually, half my position, and then I got out a little bit better than break even. So Amber was a good trade, but only took it because it's big weakness, and I think I probably missed the biggest move anyway. Slightly chasing it here. The third trade was, I'll leave Axon to the end, or is that it? FSLR, Amber. Okay, Axon it is. Right, Axon, 30 million float, but the price suggests it's a low float stock, right? I mean, about the $2 mark. This thing, if I bring it up here, this thing is up like 108% on the day, right? So it's absolutely just going crazy. You know, doubled in value. And now, I've noticed that pre-market, I've seen a few good moves. Now, I was looking at this at 7 o'clock. Because I'm trading from Europe, the market opens here my time in Poland at 3:30 p.m. So I can sit down from 1 p.m., which is 7 o'clock in the morning in New York, and I can start looking at stocks. And I saw this make this kind of bull flag pattern, and start kind of consolidating, or an ABC pattern. And I thought, oh, this looks good. Maybe I'll get in here. Now this, if I had got in here, would have been roughly, call it 285, 290. I didn't do that because of yesterday's fear factor. I was still quite afraid of the loss I took yesterday, and I certainly didn't want to get into a trade pre-market that would have been a loss, because that would have just exacerbated the situation and the emotional screw up and everything else from yesterday. So I didn't get in here, and I held out for about whatever this is, from about 7:30 to about 8:15. So for 45 minutes I held out, thinking I'm not going to chase this, I'm not going to chase this, I'm not going to chase this. But I got into it because I saw the fact that it was just making newer highs. Yes, there wasn't a whole lot of volume yet, but you're talking 8 o'clock. But I just saw these 4 or 5 candles. I thought, man, this doesn't look like it's going to break down below the VWAP. And I took a small position here. I added to my position here, and then I got out, right? I got out, and that was about $150 or something, or roughly around there. And that really could have been my day, or maybe it wasn't that much. And then I got in again here, I think, yeah, and I sold, I think, because I made a small loss. And then I got in, or did I, yeah, okay. All right, I must have exited again. And then I got in here again. So 3 trades. 1, which is here, 2 and 3. Sorry about the drawing. And I rode this kind of all the way up. And I added a little bit here as well. Now, this is the market open, right? Actually, forget I said that last bit about adding. This was a short, and I'll go into that in a second. So these three long trades, all on a stock that was really strong. I mean, exceptionally strong on the day. If you get into a good entry, this is a really good, worthwhile stock to get into. Even though it's very low priced, the fact that it's so strong means you can take 3, 4, 500 shares. You only need to make 20 cents on it, 500 shares, and that's $100, right? Okay, yes, it is 20 cents, and yes, the ATR on this is 19 cents. So that's far it moves in a day, the last 14 days. So the fact it's moved $1.97 is just humongous for this stock. Anyway, in the chat room, the moderator, Andrew, was saying that, based on his knowledge and experience, when these stocks that have gone up almost 100%, if not more in a day, when they open, if they open with a bit of weakness, there's a very good chance they'll just go back to the VWAP, which is this blue line here. And then obviously they may shoot off again and go to the moon, as people say. So I actually took this. It was a small short. It was a little bit risky, but not that much, because you could already have seen that it kind of dropped a fair bit. It dropped from like $3.70, whatever it is, to to $3.40, and I got in just at the $half mark. I think I only took probably like 500 shares or something. I mean, you can probably see it here. There you go, 500 shares at $3.46, and I covered, I think, here, or somewhere here anyway. So it was good. Excuse me. So overall, a good day, a better day. I've proven to myself that in the short term anyway, I can bounce back. And I just want to quickly show you my my journal. So today, what was I going to show you? I was going to show you this daily snapshot, right? So today, this is what I wrote. A much better day. I had thought of not trading for the rest of the week and then not trading for today, but after starting to read trading the zone, I decided to go back into get back onto the horse and just trade Class A setups and trade small size. And that's what I did. And so, the journaling definitely helps. The journaling gives you a sense of writing stuff down after it's occurred, when the emotions are gone, when you're no longer influenced by the sheer stress and the money at stake and all those, and the chat and the people writing in chat and the moderator and the charts and the movement of the stock. When you've closed it down and you can then focus on your charts and just write up a couple of comments, it just makes things a lot simpler. So anyway, that's my day for today. Sorry about the slight ramble. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.